Hi, this is Bowie at Breakfast on Clyde 1, and a long-term friend of the show. It's great to see Darius Campbell back in Glasgow.
George, thanks for having me on the show. It's good to be back.
Good to see you, man. Now, this has gone great, this From Here to Eternity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. From Here to Eternity, the Sir Tim Rice musical. It was on in London's West End. It was based on the 8-time Academy Award movie with Burt Lancaster and Frank Sinatra. And I got to play the Burt Lancaster role.
That's a good role.
And it's now coming to cinemas, July 3rd. 200 screens all up and down the UK at Cineworld and Showcase Cinemas in Glasgow and Edinburgh. July 3rd, 7 p.m.
The actual show came about because you were saying to me off it that you were recording.
Yes.
And the album was nearly done, and then the phone rings.
I know, exactly. You can't control these things. Got a call from Sir Tim Rice saying he was doing this. He said, I'm doing this little show. And it was like, when I found out the
He doesn't do little shows.
He doesn't do little shows. It's like The Lion King and Evita and Phantom. It's like big shows. And so he said that, you know, would I fly over from Los Angeles and come and do it? And I said, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I'd performed for him before years ago.
And so he knew you anyway?
Yeah, I had a gig. I was doing Colourblind and some other songs, and he'd heard me sing years ago. And he remembered me from that and said, would you come and do this? We did months of boot camp and army training because it is
so you have to get physical, don't you?
You get physical, you get fit. It's all about Pearl Harbor, which is the bombing in Hawaii. And it's about the lives that were lost in Pearl Harbor and the two love stories that kind of intertwined in the lead up to that, and those that survive and those that don't. It's
weird how the whole theatre thing is just taken off, isn't it? Because I'm sure that's not what you planned to do when you set out. But it's funny how you find your path.
It was one of the dreams when I was a kid, and I always dreamed of being an actor and a singer, and I picked up the guitar, started writing songs. So it was always a dream. And I got to kind of fulfill that dream.
But it was weird when I was a kid.
You always wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah, I just wanted to be. That's
so
all I wanted to do.
You and I are living the dream.
I'm sure my parents wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, and you know, obviously your family are all doctors, so I'm guessing they wanted you to go in that.
It was like, you've got to be a doctor or a lawyer. And I said, Mum, Dad, you know, I really love what you do, and Dad, you make people healthy. I want to make them happy. You know, and that was, I just always wanted to be able to tell stories and interact with an audience.
It was great. Last time your dad was in, I had the cold, and I was saying to him, well, that's a bad thing about doing the breakfast show. You always get colds because you're up, right. And I've got 3 kids
up early in the morning,
bring everything back. And he told me I had to get a teepee pot.
Yeah, a neti pot.
A neti pot, that's
exactly.
What it was. A neti pot.
And in case you don't know, a neti pot is like a mini teapot that you stick in one nostril and you tilt your head to the side. You fill it with hot salty water. And you stick it in one nostril, tilt your head to the side, and it pours out the other nostril. And
I've never had the cold since.
You've never had the cold since?
Never had the cold since.
It's an ancient Eastern tradition, and it works amazingly.
So you've been doing a lot of writing?
I have. I've been writing. I've been working with amazing producers. I got signed by Crown, who look after Jessie J, and also Ella Henderson, and we've been working on some amazing material I'm really excited about. So
what happens with that when you're doing the songwriting? Because I'm guessing you don't just write 10 songs and say, there's the album right there. I'm guessing there's like 40 or 50 songs. I mean, who decides? Do you decide? Do they decide what happens?
You know what? You listen to people that have great ears, and you listen to people that you respect, and ultimately you go with your gut. And there was a song that I wrote the first verse of it when I was 16 years old, and I remember when Simon Cowell offered me a record deal just after Pop Idol. I gave him the song, and he didn't even stick it in the CD player. He just wanted for me to release covers. And I knew in my gut, I said, Simon, I've just got a gut feeling this is going to be my first single, and I know that it's going to be something important for me. And he had a different view. And at that time, it was the one time where I didn't take the advice of the person that was meant to be leading me. And because of that, we actually parted ways, and I ended up signing with the Grammy-winning producer Steve Lillywhite. And I released the song, and the song was Colourblind. So sometimes you have to go with your gut, and sometimes you just have to take great advice. And on this record, it's all been written from my gut, and I'd be very happy with. There are about 3 or 4 songs on there, any of which I love and could be the first single, and I'll be very excited to come back, play you some stuff.
I was about to say that. Make sure you drop him with the new album. Really looking forward to hearing it. So where is home now? Is home still LA? Are you in London? Are you in Scotland? Home's always
Scotland, because when I touch down on tarmac, and you just get that feeling of, oh, I'm home. Especially just being back here just now. There's an excitement also with the Commonwealth Games coming up. We've got a very important year politically. You know, this is a really important time. It's such a great time to be Scottish and to really be proud of our roots. Unfortunately, Hollywood and music studios and producers tend to be either in down south or across the pond. and you just have to make hay while the sun shines and go where the work is. So I just feel incredibly lucky to be doing what I love and hopefully entertaining people in the process of that.
Well, it's great to have you back. Best of luck with the movie. So this is going to be the 3rd of July, and it's going to be at the Showcase in Glasgow, and Cindy World in Glasgow, so I can go and check it out there. Fantastic. And it's Darius and From Here to Eternity, the musical version. Looking forward to it.
George,
Darius,
thank you so much, man. It's great to see you.